If it is not produced in Scotland or has a smoky, peaty flavor and cannot last at least 10 to 18 years, then know that the drink is not Scotch whiskey. Scotch whiskey is made from malted barley and water. It is then distilled in Scotland until it is 94.8% alcohol and aged in wood casks for at least 3 years. Scotch whiskey is like nothing else on the market. The main things that give a spirit its unique qualities are the basic ingredients and the aging process. Most expensive Scotch whiskies are aged for longer periods than others. Some Scotch whiskies, especially those from the Islay region, have a smoky, peaty taste because they were dried over peat fires. To make an excellent choice of the Scotch brand best for you, many other factors come into play. Factors like the flavor, raw ingredients, distillation process, aging conditions, and casks. But knowing the basic types of Scotch and the flavor characteristics of regions will help you choose the best Scotch brands for your taste. If you decide to purchase a bottle, you will encounter countless brands. Therefore, it is always best to know what you are searching for. Here are the best Scotch brands you'll find in liquor stores, ranked according to all relevant factors. Before we proceed, feel free to like this video and subscribe. Number 1 is Macallan. The Macallan has built a name for excellence by making some of the most coveted bottles among serious collectors. The Speyside distillery prides itself on the caliber of its sustainable oak casks, crediting them as the single greatest contributor to the outstanding quality, natural color, and distinctive flavor of its whiskey. The brand's commitment to sustainable practices was recognized in December 2020 when it became the second Scotch brand to be awarded a prestigious butterfly mark from Positive Luxury. The Macallan 1926, which made the most expensive bottle of Scotch whiskey in the world, was sold at auction in February 2021. The rare 60-year-old went for a cool $1 million. It was thought to be one of only 14 in the world. Number 2 is Balvenie. This Speyside whiskey stands out for a number of reasons, but the Balvenie's dedication to tradition stands out the most. The Balvenie Mains farm grows its own barley for malting, and a team of coopers repairs and rebuilds the important wood casks. Everything is done with a lot of care for the craft. It is also one of only a few breweries in Scotland that still has a malting floor where barley is turned by hand until it is ready for the kiln. Its malt master, David Stewart, MB, is something of a hero in the Scotch whiskey world. He has been the longest-serving malt master in Scotland for nearly 60 years, using his knowledge to oversee the making of some of the Balvenie's most beautiful bottles. Stewart makes the famous Balvenie Ten 1509 series, which comes out once a year and is named for the barrel the whiskey is aged in before being bottled. Balvenie Ten 1509 Batch 7 is the most recent release. It is a rich and deep whiskey that comes from 4 American oak barrels, 10 sherry butts, and 7 sherry hogsheads. Number 3 is Bowmore. The Bowmore distillery has been on the Scottish island of Islay for more than 240 years. The Scotch whiskey brand has kept the same traditional ways of making its fruity and smoky single malts that have been passed down for ages. Bowmore is a whiskey that is shaped by its natural surroundings. The water used to make the whiskey comes from the peaty Lagan River, and peat is used to heat the kiln that dries the malt. The distillery is right on the water, and its famous tunnels are below sea level. This gives the whiskey a slight hint of salty sea air. The ARC 52, made in partnership with Aston Martin and launched in 2022, is the best of what Bowmore can do. Both the way it ages and the way it's packaged are pushed to their limits. The 52-year-old whiskey is very light for its age, and it has the deep, oaky notes that you'd expect from a mix of this age. You have to see the bottle, which was made by Aston Martin, to believe it. Number 4 is Dalmore. The Dalmore is a must-try for whiskey lovers because its single malts have won awards and are enjoyed all over the world. Since 1839, the Dalmore has been made in the Highlands just north of Inverness. It has a good reputation for being full-bodied and sweet. The success of the luxury whiskey brand may be due to its high-quality casks, which are hand-picked by their famous master distiller, Richard Patterson, who is known as the nose in the Scotch industry for his skill at mixing. These casks come from the world's best wineries and cellars. The ultra-rare limited edition Dalmore 60-year-old was released in 2019 to mark the brand's 180th anniversary. Just 3 decanters were produced, making it one of the most exclusive and collectible whiskeys in the world. Number 5 is Glenlivet. The serene Glenlivet distillery can be found by following the flowing river Livet through the gorgeous Speyside region. Before the Glenlivet's founder, George Smith, got his license in 1824, it was a great place for illegal brewing because it was hidden behind the hills. Today, the Glenlivet makes 21 million liters of its liquid gold spirit every year and has become one of the most famous Scotch brands in the world. The Glenlivet 25 is a mix of some of the brand's rarest whiskies that have all been aged for at least 25 years. It has a smooth, sweet taste with hints of dark chocolate, spiced fruit, and toasted nuts. Number 6 is Glenmorangie. Glenmorangie is a brand of Highland whiskey that has won a lot of awards. It is best known for its smooth and calm tones, as well as its creative and unique expressions, like the deliciously sweet A Tale of Cake limited edition. But it is also getting more and more attention for being a leader in ecology. The distillery is on the edge of the Dornoch Firth, a body of water that has been designated as a special area of conservation. It has been working with a group to restore oyster reefs and improve biodiversity. The wonderfully creamy Glenmorangie Grand Vintage Malt 1996, which is the 6th edition to its Tasty Bond House No. 1 collection, won gold at the prestigious International Spirits Challenge 2020. The whiskey was aged for 23 years in barrels, made of American oak from the Ozark Mountains in Missouri. It has a floral nose with bursts of citrus fruits and hints of fudge and vanilla. Number 7 is Glenfiddich. In 1887, founder William Grant built the Glenfiddich distillery with the goal of making the best dram in the valley. 5 generations later, the family-run Speyside brewery makes one of the most awarded single malts in the world. This would make Grant very happy. Glenfiddich still uses the clear water from a nearby spring called Robbie Dew to make its whiskey, just like it did over 100 years ago. This helps the spirit stay true to itself and keep its character. The Glenfiddich 30-year-old is a rare and highly scored whiskey that only gets a few ratings each year. It is definitely one to enjoy. The taste stays true to the soft and fruity nature of the brand, with hints of sherry fig and oak smells. I do hope this list was helpful to you. Like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which Scotch whiskey you love the most. Visit our channel to see other beverage brand reviews.